Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to show you how to fix your Keurig K-Slim coffee maker. If it's not powering on anymore, there's an overheat thermostat inside that we're going to reset with a paper clip. So this is the K-Slim. It's got the 5-needle multi-brew technology. So say you've got it plugged in and nothing, you hit the power button, nothing lights up and it's not working. We need to reset that thermostat. Now sometimes that thermostat just pops because your tank runs dry. Sometimes your add water light doesn't work and sometimes the tank will run dry. Sometimes during descale, the tank will run dry or it just may overheat from the descale process itself. Okay, so I've got it unplugged. Make sure it's unplugged for this. We've got to remove 4 screws. They're number 1 Phillips. You're going to pull these little rubber plug out, and in the bottom of that hole there is a number 1 Phillips screw. So you're going to take that screw out. You're going to take these 2 screws out and another one here. So only 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't need to take these other screws out. Okay, so next around back behind the reservoir, I'd like to take this panel off first. It can be a little tricky. If you've got some automotive tools or some little pry bars that you can get in there. So once you get one corner, you can start to get them to pop off. You'll kind of hear them popping off. And then work on the other side. Okay, so then it kind of pulls out from the bottom. Now we need to work on this left side here. So then you got to pull these out. Now you may have to, there is this tab right there. And you'll see it on the inside of here. You got to loosen that tab with a small straight slot. Just kind of bend it so that you can pull that part out. And then it works best now if you grab it here and just try to pull up. You're going to disengage these pins down here. And then it kind of comes apart after that. Okay, so now we've got the cover off. You don't need to take it all the way off, but you do need to gain access to this side. And in here is a thermostat. So here I've got one off of another Keurig that I took apart. There's the thermostat. And the reset is right there in the middle with a paper clip. So you're just going to press in there and you'll maybe hear a little click and it'll reset it. And if you get your ohm meter out, so when this thing fails, it opens up. So you won't have continuity from here to here. But when you reset it, you'll have continuity from here to here. Okay, so now here it is. You may have to move that green wire out of the way just a little bit, but now you're going to take a paper clip and you just have to kind of press a little hard, but right there in the middle, and you may hear like a pop, like a tink. Okay. Now we got to put it back together. If you put it back together and it still doesn't work, try resetting that just a little bit harder. Okay, so putting this back together can be a little tricky. Once you learn, so there's these front pins are what you're going to fight for a little bit. You've got these pins right here, they slide in from the top. So if you open the handle, kind of slide this like this, get these front pins in first, and then this will kind of work its way down into there. And then you'll put the snaps on there. But getting these front ones is the trick. Getting those in, and again, they kind of slide from the top. So you'll know you have it when this is all flush. If this isn't flush, that means you got to kind of take this back out and slide those in as you're putting those down in. Okay, so next install this piece, and then this piece will snap on. Okay, so now install all 4 of your screws. Okay, so before you plug it in, I like to do this step. Fill your water tank up. Now, this may have ran dry. If this heating element runs dry, it's going to heat up and there's no water flowing through there quick enough. It may pop that thermostat. So let's kind of prime the pump a little bit. And what I like to do is just kind of lift this up and down a bunch. You'll see some air bubbles going in. That means you're kind of forcing water into the machine to kind of help it. Now, sometimes your add water sensor doesn't work and your machine runs dry. Anytime the machine runs dry, it could possibly pop that thermostat. Okay, so it's plugged in. Voila, I've got power now. Open the lid. Let's run some fresh water. Now, it may really steam and pop at you. Just do an 8 ounce. So yeah, sometimes when these things run dry, the first time you use them after resetting that, yeah, it's kind of popping. And there's a bunch of steam. Yeah. So it's going to work now. It won't do this the next time you brew. It's just that initial kind of air pocket in there. Yeah, we didn't even get very much water out, so I'll do another fresh water rinse. Okay, yeah, I only got just a very little out. I'm gonna do another 8-ounce brew. And this one's more normal now. Okay, good. So the reason these pop, I'm not 100% sure. So during the descale process, they like to overheat because sometimes the logistics inside that logic card doesn't see the add water, and it just keeps brewing. So keep an eye on it. If your add water light doesn't come on during the descale, you should stop, unplug it, and start all over again. Now you can start with water since you've already ran the descale product through, but sometimes that happens. Sometimes it just happens. Mine happened because I hadn't used it for a while. I hadn't used it probably for 4 or 5 months. I dug it out, tried to use it, and it just kind of like, there was like a little, I just heard a little pop, and then it wasn't powering on. So then I reset the thermostat and it's working good now. So I hope this video helps. If you could, please like and subscribe.